The Jalisco New Generation Cartel, also known as Cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generación or CJNG, is a Mexican criminal group formerly known as Los Zetas and Los Torcidos, based in Jalisco. As of 2020, the CJNG is considered the most dangerous criminal organization and the second most powerful drug cartel in Mexico by the country's authorities. The cartel was founded in 2009 when the split of the Milenio Cartel occurred, and is also known for cannibalizing some of its victims. The group it broke away from, also known as La Resistencia, accused the CJNG of snitching on Oscar Valencia, popularly known as El Lobo, which earned the CJNG the nickname Los Torcidos, translated to the Twisted Ones. These events led to a gang war, in which the Jalisco Cartel defeated La Resistencia and gained control of the Millenio Cartel smuggling networks. The cartel once served as the armed wing of El Chapo's Sinaloa cartel. Currently, the cartel is said to have over 100 methamphetamine labs across Mexico. At the helm of this cartel is Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, the father of Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez, whose alias is El Menchito. To continue learning the story of Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez, then keep watching until the end of the video. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button. Now without further ado, let's get started. Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez was born in San Francisco, California on the 14th of February in 1990. So it's okay if you say Ruben is American by birth, but he is the son of the most wanted man in Mexico, El Mencho. Ruben goes by many aliases, which include Ruben Garibe Gonzalez, El Jr., El Rubencito, El Rojo, El Niño, and the most popular one, El Menchito. The El Menchito was derived from his father's El Mencho. His mother, Rosalinda Gonzalez Valencia, is the sister of Abigail Gonzalez Valencia, who is a former leader of the Milenio Cartel and Los Guinis. Ruben also has two sisters, Jessica Johanna and Laisha. One thing's for sure though, El Menchito was not only born with a silver spoon, but also into criminal activity. El Menchito has been affiliated with his father in the crime world for a majority of his lifetime. Since organized crime runs in this bloodline, it was not surprising to know that Ruben is the second in command just below his father El Mencho. He had been overseeing the CJNG's operations in buying and selling narcotics from the southern part of America to Mexico. On various occasions, Ruben had been seen leading hitmen to eliminate people who refused to work with the CJNG. He had also been accused of coordinating the sales of stolen gasoline in Jalisco. He had also been seen in the front line while protecting the CJNG's turf in Jalisco and Colima from rival gangs like Los Zetas, the Sinaloa Cartel, and the Knights Templar Cartel. He is also known as the manager of the CJNG's financial assets. In 2013, the Mexican authorities started investigating a call that was received from a public booth line in the neighborhood of Jardines Universidad in the Zapopan area of Jalisco. This event prompted the Mexican Army's collaboration with the Criminal Investigation Agency branch of the Office of the General Prosecutor to investigate the area and the two mobile lines. The investigation showed that the two cell phones that were on the call belonged to high-ranking members of the CJNG. The Army then dispatched undercover agents to monitor the area. Then, on the evening of January 29, 2014, one of the mobile phones was traced to a neighborhood in Zapopan via geolocation before it went out of service. The Army and the Navy then sent a Special Forces unit from headquarters to Zapopan to investigate what really went down in the area. At around 3:30 a.m. Central Time on the 30th of January, the Special Forces unit stormed a residence in the neighborhood of Patria Universidad and found Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez sleeping there. The instant the unit took down the doors, the bang woke up Ruben and he jumped from his bed, ran to his backyard, and climbed the back wall to jump into his neighbor's property. His escape attempt failed as the unit had successfully surrounded the residence, leaving Oseguera Gonzalez little chance to escape. He was then arrested in his neighbor's backyard with no resistance. Two of his bodyguards submitted themselves for arrest, while two others who weren't in the house but were nearby fled on foot but were later arrested. It was reported that when Ruben was in detention, he offered the officers who detained him about 17 million in Mexican currency to let him go. About 10 to 16 million in Mexican currency and 500,000 United States dollars were recovered at the scene of his arrest. There were 4 assault rifles, 9 handguns, several rounds of ammunition, and a grenade at the scene. At the time of the arrest, the then Attorney General of Mexico, Jesus Murillo Caram, confirmed to the press that there was no gunshots during the arrest. Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez was then taken to the SEIDO, Mexico's anti-organized crime investigatory agency in Mexico City. It was at that agency that he was interrogated and he dropped his statement. It was confirmed by government sources that Ruben had no pending informal investigations or any arrest warrants issued against him in Jalisco. Mexican authorities confirmed that El Menchito was arrested because of pending charges of money laundering, drug trafficking, and illegal possession of weapons of military exclusive use. On the 1st of February 2014, he was moved to Altiplano, also known as the Federal Social Readaptation Center No. 1, a maximum security prison located in the Almoloya de Juarez state of Mexico. Throughout this period, Ruben claimed that he wasn't guilty of the charges laid against him. He said that he worked in construction and was a car salesperson since he was 16. He also claimed that he inherited properties from his mother after she bought them when he was younger and put them under his name. After the arrest of Ruben, though, the CJNG gunmen hijacked 3 buses in the metropolitan area of Guadalajara and set them on fire. No injuries or deaths were recorded throughout these events. These incidents prompted the U.S. consulate in Guadalajara to issue a warning to its citizens residing in the area to remain on alert and avoid traveling along the main roads leading to Guadalajara International Airport. 7 months after his arrest, a judge from the state of Mexico ordered his release and he was absolved of his crimes. He was then, however, immediately rearrested after he got out, but the charges laid against him were ruled out due to insufficient evidence. Oseguera Gonzalez was arrested again in June 2015 by the Mexican Army and the federal police in the neighborhood of Lomas de Altimira in Zapopan. Ruben wasn't the only one captured during this operation. His brother-in-law Julio Alberto Castillo Rodriguez, who is widely known as Ojo de Vidro, which means glass eye, was also taken in. The authorities claimed that no shots were fired as there was no resistance encountered. At the scene of the arrest, several weapons were confiscated, including 2 customized AR-15 assault rifles engraved with the insignias CJNG-02JR and Menchito. Prior to the arrest, El Menchito had been trying to evade detainment, and he developed some tactics, like the surgery he did on his nose to alter his appearance, and he moved across the country without bodyguards. His identity was confirmed through DNA and physical tests. He was wanted for organized crime involvement, using resources from illicit origins such as money laundering and kidnapping. In July of 2015, he was released again by a judge on the argument that he was arrested without a warrant and that the military intruded on his private property without any legal authorization. As Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez left Altiplano, he was arrested by the Procuraduría General de la República, and this time with an arrest warrant. He was wanted for organized crime involvement and for participating in the disappearance of 2 individuals in Tepaltepec, Michoacán. Since then, Ruben had been going from one court to another, being met by different charges from various courts. After his arrest, the PGR secured 40-day preventative detention for Oseguera Gonzalez, as they were given the chance to rack up enough evidence against him. On the 13th of August, the PGR got another arrest warrant from the court and transferred El Menchito from the Sado installment to Altiplano prison on bribery charges and organized crime. He was also investigated for his alleged participation in the murder of 4 people at a restaurant in Zapopan. Other detainees claimed that the attack was planned by the son of El Mencho. He was transferred from Altiplano to Noreste, or the Federal Social Readaptation Center No. 3 in Tamaulipas in October 2015. That same month, the PGR also charged him for acting as the CJNG's second-in-command, for ordering multiple homicides against rival drug members. Other charges include the coordination of international drug trafficking shipments. A month later, a federal court charged Oseguera Gonzalez and 5 other suspected CJNG members with drug trafficking. In July 2019, some suspected organized crime members uploaded a video on social media warning of his escape from prison. This prompted the government to move Oseguera Gonzalez to a maximum security prison in Chiapas. He was transferred to the Federal Social Readaptation Center No. 11 at Sonora in 2019. That was the last prison he stayed at before he was extradited to the USA. The United States, through the Drug Enforcement Administration, had been trying to arrest on the charges of importation and distribution of narcotics from Mexico to the US. Since then, Ruben's lawyers had been fighting the extradition case and winning against the US until the Secretary of Security and Civilian Protection claimed that Oseguera would stay in Sonora temporarily. and that he still has outstanding extradition to the United States. Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez was flown into the US via the Dulles International Airport in Washington, D.C. on the 21st of February 2020. Immediately after he landed, he appeared in court to face the outstanding charges leveled against him. Many were quick to react following El Menchito's extradition to the US. In June of 2020, a judge who was involved in a case that extradited the son of El Mencho and his wife was killed outside their home in Colima. 2 weeks after, the police chief of Mexico City and Secretary of Public Security, Omar Garcia Harfuch, was ambushed. He was wounded severely alongside his 2 dead bodyguards and a bystander in the attack. Omar accused the CJNG via a tweet. With the unavailability of El Menchito, the supremacy of the CJNG is yet to be compromised. Mexico's former security commissioner called the gang the most urgent threat to Mexico's national security. Don't forget to like this video and share. And just so you don't miss out on new videos, subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. Until next time.